Larry, welcome to Cincinnati. How exciting is it to be a part of this project as the club's first ever director of player development?
I'm super excited to be here. The vision of the organization and the shape it's taking when you're out here on the fields like this, you see where it's going. It's incredible, and I'm really fortunate and grateful to be here.
How nice is it to have a few familiar faces here already?
Yeah, it's nice. It's great to see some people. You know, when you've been around the league a bit, you get to know people in different spots, whether it's players or staff, and it's awful nice to see somebody just and greet them again after haven't seen them for a while.
Youth soccer is huge here in Cincinnati. How can you take advantage of the talent pool that's available here?
I think the first step for us is really to work with all the clubs in the area to begin to build a foundation of trust in what we're doing, right? I think the key is if we're going to be kind of the pinnacle for these youth players to aspire to, then we have to make sure that the scaffolding beneath it is working and we're working together. So I think it's really critical that we form those good relationships with the local clubs.
What are your goals here and how will they align with the first team?
I think the alignment from the youth side of the club all the way through to the first team is critical. So the idea of we're going to be pushing players through the system to eventually have our first homegrown FC Cincinnati player, we just have to be in coordination with what we're doing. And it takes belief in the system that we're going to give some of these young guys a chance. There's great talent here to be found. There's great talent here to be developed. We just have to believe in it.
What goes into establishing a philosophy of development?
It's really interesting. It has to do with the content, the way you're going to teach, the methodology of the approach and how you're going to teach. All those things to try to create an adaptive player, right? Because from one game to the next, the first team will have to employ different tactics at times, right? Whether you're on the road, whether you're home. So you need to create or help to develop an intelligent player that's adaptive to the many needs of the game and the many needs of the head coach.
Do you find it more important than ever to have clubs put that emphasis and that focus on the youth development, especially since the U.S. men's national team missed this year's World Cup?
Yeah, it's critical. We have great players here. I think it's about giving opportunities. It's about having a long-term vision of things. I think we need to believe in our players. We can develop players here, and we are developing players. I think it's important for teams in their local market to be an inspiration to the players that are coming through the system, that one day they aspire to be out here, one day they aspire to be training on that field and playing in Nippert or in the new stadium, right? It's critical that we present that to them and give them that opportunity.
You talk about kids having that aspiration to be out here, to play for the first team, but maybe play for the academy first. What would your advice be to parents that have young kids playing soccer right now and are hoping to eventually get to that point?
You know, just give them opportunity, get them out to play, and then support them. The thing I've learned over the years that's most important on the parental side, and I have kids myself, it's just to support them. It's easy to support your player, your child, when things are going great. The most critical part is really to support them when things aren't going so great, because development is not linear. There's always going to be hiccups and bumps in the road, and that's where the parents become so important, that they just support their player through that whole cycle.
And you talked about working with local clubs in the area. What's the process now to get everything started?
Getting out and forming relationships, just meeting people, talking with people, trying to talk to them about what the vision of the club is, trying to get buy-in, and then forming those relationships, forming that trust.
All right, well, we're looking forward to it. Thank you very much, Larry. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Alex.